everybody, it's Miss Elena from the library. How is everybody? Guess what time it is? It's story time. And look who we have here. We have our big bear. And guess who else we have here? Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. It's Rocco. Look, Rocco's here. Oh. Rocco's here. And he's going to join in on story time. Right? Look, say hi. Say hi. No, say hi. Right here. There we go. Oh, good job. Okay. He likes treats. Oh, I'm going to put the treats up here. Okay, so why don't we start with the welcome song? Do you all know the welcome song? Sure you do. So here we go. Ready, Rocco? Hello, neighbor, what do you say? It's gonna be a wonderful day. So give a little clap and turn around. Give another clap and boogie on down. I love that song. It's great. All right, let's put her down for a little bit to rest. She's been working very hard lately. Okay. Give me your paw. Aw, thank you. Okay, now you listen to the story. Here's our bear. Today we're going to be reading a story that I've read to my kids for 10 years. It's a really good story. It's called Mike Mulligan and His Steam Shovel. Okay? It's a story and pictures by Virginia Lee Burton. Okay. I'm going to go get my glasses. Oh. Okay, my glasses. I need my glasses. Okay, so here we go. I know, it smells good, right? So Mike Mulligan and His Steam Shovel. Oh, and I guess he wrote it to Mike. Mike Mulligan had a steam shovel, a beautiful red steam shovel. Her name was MaryAnn. Mike Mulligan was very proud of MaryAnn. He always said that she could dig as much in a day as 100 men could dig in a week. Wow. But he had never been quite sure that this was true. Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn had been digging together for years and years. Mike Mulligan took such a good care of MaryAnn. She never grew old. It was Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn and some others who dug the great canals for the big boats to sail through. Oh, wow, look at that. What do you think that is? Panama Canal? Oh, maybe. It was Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn and some others who cut through the high mountains so that trains could go through. Oh, wow. Like in the Great Smoky Mountains, maybe? It was Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn and some others who lowered the hills and straightened the curbs to make long highways for automobiles. Maybe like the Long Island Expressway. It was Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn and some others who smoothed out the ground and filled in the holes. to make the landing fields for the airplanes. Look at that airplane landing, right? And it was Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn and some others who dug the deep holes for the cellars and for the tall skyscrapers in the big cities when people used to stop and watch them. While Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn used to dig a little faster and a little better. The more people stopped, the faster and better they dug. Some days they would keep as many as 37 trucks busy taking away the dirt they had dug. Then along came the new gasoline shovels and the new electric shovels and the new diesel motor shovels and took all the jobs away from the steam shovels. Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn were very, very sad. All of the other steam shovels were being sold for junk or left out in the old gravel pits to rust and fall apart. Mike loved MaryAnn. He couldn't do that to her. He had taken such good care of her that she could still dig as much in a day as 100 men could dig in a week. At least he thought she could, but he wasn't quite sure. Everywhere they went, the new gas shovels and the new electric shovels and the new diesel motor shovels, and all of them had the new jobs. No one wanted Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn anymore. Then one day, Mike Mulligan read in a newspaper that the town of Popperville was going to build a new town hall. "Oh, we're going to dig the cellar of that town hall," said Mike to MaryAnn, and off they went. They left the canals and the railroads and the highways and the airports and the big cities where no one wanted them anymore and went away out into the country. They crawled along slowly up the hills and down the hills till they came to a little town called Popperville. Popperville. Well, when they got there, they found that the selectmen were just deciding who should dig the cellar for the new town hall. Mike Mulligan spoke to Henry B. Swap, one of the selectmen. "I heard," he said, "that you are going to build a new town hall. MaryAnn and I will dig that cellar for you in just one day." "What?" said Henry B. Swap. "Dig a cellar in a day? It would take 100 men at least a week to dig that cellar for our new town hall." "Sure," said Mike, "but MaryAnn can dig as much in a day as 100 men can dig in a week." Though he had never been quite sure that this was true. Then he added, "If we can't do it, well, then you won't have to pay." Henry B. Swap thought this would be an easy way to get part of the cellar dug for nothing. Ooh, that's not nice. So he gave a smile and rather in a little bit of a nice not way, and gave the job of digging the cellar, the new town hall, to Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn. There they are. Look at them digging away. Hey. They started in early the next morning, just as the sun was coming up. Soon a little boy came along. "Do you think you will finish by sundown?" he said to Mike Mulligan. "Sure," said Mike. "If you stay and watch us, we always work faster and better when someone is watching us." So the little boy stayed to watch. Then Mrs. McGillicuddy, Henry B. Swap, and the town constable came over to see what was happening, and they stayed to watch. Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn dug a little faster and a little better. See? Ooh, that's crazy. They went crazy. This gave the little boy a good idea. He ran off and told his postman with the morning mail, the telegraph boy on his bicycle, the milkman with his cart and horse, the doctor on his way home, and the farmer and his family coming into town for the day. And they all stopped and stayed to watch. That made Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn dig a little faster and a little better. They finished in the first corner, neat and square, but the sun was getting higher. Uh-oh. Clang, clang, clang. Oh, the fire department arrived. They had seen the smoke and thought there was a fire. Then the little boy said, "Why don't you stay and watch?" So the fire department of Popperville stayed to watch Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn. When they heard the fire engine, the children in the school across the street couldn't keep their eyes on their lessons. Oh no! The teacher called a long recess and the whole school came out to watch. That made Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn dig still faster and still better. They finished second corner neat and square, but the sun was right up at the top of the sky. See that? Oh. Now, the girl who answers the telephone called up the next town's who answers the telephone called up the next towns in Bankerville and Bopperville and Kipperville and Copperville and told them what was happening in Popperville. All the people came over to see if Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel could dig the cellar in just one day. The more people came, the faster Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn dug. But they would have to hurry. They were only halfway through and the sun was beginning to go down. Oh no. They finished the third corner neat and square. Never had Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn had so many people to watch them. Never had they dug so fast and so well, and never had the sun seemed to go down so fast. "Hurry, Mike Mulligan, hurry, hurry," shouted the little boy. "There's not much more time." Dirt was flying everywhere, and the smoke and steam were so thick that the people could hardly see anything but listen. Bing, blang, crash, slam, louder and louder and faster and faster. There she goes. See what she's doing? She's working hard. Then suddenly it was quiet. Slowly the dirt settled down. The smoke and steam cleared away, and there was the cellar all finished. 4 corners, neat and square. 4 walls straight down, and Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn at the bottom. And the sun was just going down behind the hill. "Hooray!" shouted the people. "Hooray for Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel. They have dug the cellar in just one day." Look at that, they did it. Isn't that great? Suddenly, the little boy said, "How are they going to get out?" "Well, that's right," says Mrs. McGillicuddy to Henry B. Swab. "To get his steam shovel out. How is he going to get his steam shovel out?" Henry B. Swab didn't answer, but he smiled in rather a not-so-nice way. Then everybody said, "How are they going to get out?" "Hey, Mike Mulligan, how are you going to get your steam shovel out?" Mike Mulligan looked around at the 4 square walls and 4 square corners, and he said, "We've dug so fast, and we've dug so well, and we've quite forgotten to leave a way out. Nothing like this has ever happened before to Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn." And they didn't know what to do. Uh-oh. Nothing like this had ever happened before in Popperville. Everybody started talking at once, and everybody had a different idea, and everybody thought that their idea was the best. They talked, and they talked, and they argued, and they fought, and they were all worn out, and still no one knew how to get Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn out of the cellar they had dug. Then Henry B. Swab said, "The job isn't finished because MaryAnn isn't out of the cellar, so Mike Mulligan won't get paid." And he smiled again in a not-so-nice fashion. That's not nice. Well, now the little boy, who had been keeping very quiet, had another good idea. He said, "Why couldn't we leave MaryAnn in the cellar and build a new town hall above her? Let her be the furnace for the new town hall, and let Mike Mulligan be the janitor. Then you wouldn't have to buy a new furnace, and we couldn't pay Mike Mulligan for digging the cellar in just one day." We could pay him, that's what he said. "Why not?" said Henry B. Swab, and smiled in a way that was not quite so mean. "Why not?" says Mrs. McGillicuddy. "Why not?" said Town Constable. "Why not?" said all the people. So they found a ladder and climbed down into the cellar to ask Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn. See, they're climbing down. See that? "Why not?" said Mike Mulligan. So it was decided, and everybody was happy. And MaryAnn. They built a new town hall right over Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn. It was finished before winter. Every day the little boy goes over to see Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn, and Mrs. McGillicuddy takes him nice hot apple pies. As for Henry B. Swab, he spends most of his time in the cellar of the new town hall, listening to the stories that Mike Mulligan has to tell, and smiling in a way that isn't mean at all. Now, when you go to Popperville, be sure to go down into the cellar of the new town hall. There they'll be, Mike Mulligan and MaryAnn, Mike in his rocking chair smoking his pipe, and MaryAnn beside him, warming up the meetings in the new town hall. There it is. It's my favorite book. One of my favorites. Mike Mulligan and his steam